Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am Nayanika and in today's video I'll be sharing a few tips on how to ace online university. So I have noticed that these days, although we do not have as many classes in a day as we had in our university, in our schools, colleges, there is still a pressure, and I think this pressure is actually much more than when we actually went to all of our educational institutions. And I think it is simply because we just don't find the home environment conducive for our concentration, for our work and all of that. And so today basically I'll be sharing a few tips with which I have become much more better at dealing with all of these pressure, dealing with all the online classes and all of that. Since I am a final year student, I'm a final semester student, I'll have no time to cope up later on. So it's very necessary for me that I stay on top of the game from now on, and I'll be sharing a few tips with you all today which will definitely help you all, and I hope this video overall is really helpful. And if you really liked it, don't forget to share with other friends of yours who are in school, in colleges, in university and all of that. And yeah, let's get on into the video. So I have 6 tips for you all, and the first tip that I will tell you all is to have a regular sleeping schedule. Now basically this lockdown is so that we can be safe from the coronavirus. Basically it is for the betterment of our health, so that we remain in good health. Now sleep is one such thing which, if it's not done in the amount that it should be done I guess, then your health will obviously suffer. That is why I would advise you all to always have like 7 hours of sleep every night, depending on your lifestyle, and that's really important. So my first point is you should always look after your health. For that, sleep is very important, and secondly, exercise is very important. Always exercise. You know, there are so many YouTube channels that are doing all of these fitness goals, and I'm basically following Pop Sugar Fitness, all of the videos there. So that is what I'm doing. I'm exercising every day, and you know what what happens when you do exercises every day? It's just that you grow so tired. Like at the end of the day, when the time comes to fall asleep, you actually fall asleep. Because I personally struggled with my sleeping schedule a lot, because basically I was not doing anything. I was just lazing about, either sleeping on my bed or reading on my table, no exercise at all. So I did not really grow tired, and I really lost sleep. I would stay awake till like 3-4, and it really hampered me the next day. So I've started to work out so that I grow really tired by the end of the day and I fall asleep on time. And let me tell you, this has been a boon. So first point, exercise and sleep on time. Have an amazing healthy sleep schedule. My second tip for you all is to have a planner. Now having a planner really helps, and I'll tell you why. The first tip is that you can put down your class schedule there so that you do not miss any classes. Now obviously your schedule every day, your class routine, class timetable is different now than it was when, you know, actual life was going on. So you might forget that you have a class at like say 5 this evening, and you might miss that class, and that's a big no-no, right? So yeah, it will really help to maintain a class schedule. Secondly, it can help you keep a track of all the assignment dates, the date of submissions, deadlines and all of that. And another point that I would like to emphasize here is that you should have a schedule. By a schedule, I basically mean that supposing every day you wake up at 8, and then you freshen up, maybe do an hour or half an hour worth of exercise, help with the household chores, and then, you know, get dressed, like have a bath, get dressed, makeup, put on some nice clothes and get down to work. This really helps you psychologically to prepare for a day ahead. It's like you're doing this every day, like you did in normal days, like getting ready for college, for work, all of that. And this point, like putting on makeup, dressing nice, that's very subjective. I do that sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just wear my house clothes and do the work. So it's very subjective, but I would really emphasize on the need to have a schedule, because it really helps you. You might think it won't help you, but psychologically it really affects you. So have a schedule, have a planner, because it will really help you. So my third tip for you all is to have a designated study space, a study area. Now this has to do again with a lot of psychological aspects. It's basically, I'll give you my example so that it's easier to relate. When I go to my bed, if I think that I'm gonna work on my bed, it doesn't happen. I will either fall asleep or I'll procrastinate and I'll be like, let's just watch something on Netflix and I'll work later. So it's very psychological. It has been programmed into my mind to fall asleep when I think to work on my bed. So what I do is that I have this designated study area where when I go there, I automatically start working. Now, if you do this again and again, if you go to your workspace and only work there, it will really program that thing in your mind so that it will condition you to always work there and only sleep on your bed, and really compartmentalize both of them. Also, another addendum to that is that it will really help with your posture. Now, if you're just leaning and just lazing and hoping you will work, you obviously won't be able to work, because you'll feel like sleeping or resting, like I said, or just lazing about. But if you're sitting up straight and really concentrated at your work, it will really help you actually get into the work itself. My fourth tip for you all is to take breaks. I usually use the Pomodoro technique. So what happens in the Pomodoro technique, that is quite a mouthful, is that you basically study for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. So like 30 minutes is done. Then again you study for 25 minutes and then a 5-minute break. So you do this 4 times, so that 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 hours of study is done, and then after like 4 blocks of studying with alternate breaks in between, you take a longer break, say for like half an hour. And in these breaks, you should just go about, walk around, and that really helps. And I'm not telling you all to go walk on the roads. Perhaps just a bit of exercise. If you live in an apartment, maybe from your floor go down to the ground floor, then come up to your floor. Or I have found that washing dishes really help with stress management. So wash the dishes, maybe help your mom if you're living with your parents. Drink water, because that is really important, and that is something we really forget to do during these quarantine days. So drink enough water and take breaks, because if you keep on working, your brain is just going to fry and you're going to have a lot of backlash and you're going to burn out basically, and we have to avoid burnout at any cost. So learn how to balance it all. Work, but also take enough breaks to ensure that you are in the right mental space to continue working, because if you're sick, you won't be able to work. So that's the basic logic. My 5th tip for you all is to set deadlines for yourself. Now, supposing you got an assignment but you did not get deadline, like the teacher did not specify any deadline. In that case, it is very important that you set a deadline for yourself, because we as human beings are wired for procrastinating. At least I did. And I would be like, hey, I've got so much time, the teacher has not specified any date, so I can just work on it later. So you keep on procrastinating like that until maybe like after a week the teacher is like, oh, you have got a week, so that was more than enough. Tomorrow you've got to submit your assignment to me, and you know that you won't be able to work on it under just one night or one day. So it's very important that you set small tasks for each day. For say one assignment, maybe today you do the research, tomorrow you will make the first draft, the next day you'll do the second draft and edit all the things, and the next day you put in the citations and all of that. So it's very important that you create a deadline for yourself. It's like, okay, I got the assignment today, I'll try to finish it in 4 days, if not 4, maybe 5 days. So like you set a deadline for yourself, because otherwise you will obviously end up procrastinating, which we do not want at any cost. Staying on top of the game is the key here. Otherwise we've got so much time if you think like that. So you'll procrastinate and nothing will happen. So have deadlines for yourself. My last and final tip to you all is to make study groups. Now I personally have a study group with 2 of my friends. It's 3 of us on WhatsApp, and what we do is that we like share our goals for the week ahead. Not always the week ahead, because that's like too long term right now. We set our goals for like the next 2-3 days, and then we work through. Now what happens is that if you feel like I don't feel like working, you will realize that you have told your friends that you will work through it. So there is certain accountability on your part, and then you obviously will. Again, it's very, very psychological, and I think it really helps so that you don't procrastinate, because when you are accountable to someone else, you tend to work on it. It's like setting a deadline in a way. Also, most importantly, make sure that the study groups that you make are not necessarily with your friends, because I would actually advise to make study groups with not really friends, but like say acquaintances or classmates, because when you're actually working with friends, then you tend to have fun more than work. Of course, this is not always the case, and if it's not in your case, then it's well and good. But if that's the case, I would advise you to like make the study groups with people who you know will actually work and not procrastinate or make you procrastinate in return. So yeah, it's very important to have the perfect group of friends to make the study group with. So that's it, guys. These are the 6 tips which I have been inculcating in my daily lives to stay on top of my online university lifestyle right now. And it's quite different. Yes, it's also quite difficult because the internet is a problem sometimes, because now in Assam we have the storm weather. We call it Bordoisila, and so it tends to like play havoc with our internet connectivity sometimes. But you have to bear that, and if you know you cannot attend any class, make sure that you ask a friend to keep a note, like share the notes with you all and all of that. So that's basically it. I hope all of these 6 tips will help you. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video with friends of yours who will probably find this video useful. And I really hope that you find this video useful, because I am a student. I am doing my bachelor's. I'm in my last semester, my 6th semester. So these are the tips that are actually helping me. I'm doing my bachelor's in English literature, in case you are wondering. So these are basically how I'm trying to stay on top of the game with Zoom, with Skype, with Google Classrooms and all of that. So yeah, my tip for you all, main tip, don't procrastinate. If you got a work for today, do it today. Don't leave out anything. Stay safe and stay home, and I hope I'll see you all soon. Today is 15th. Yeah, I've been in self-isolation since the 16th of March, so tomorrow it will actually be 1 month of isolation for me. I know it gets quite a bit too much at sometimes, but learn how to balance it all. That's the most important thing, balance. So I'll see you all next week with a new video, and I hope you all enjoy this and you find all of these tips useful. And like I said, stay home and stay safe. Peace out.